Hello everyone. My name is Vlada. Nice to meet you all. So today we are discussing some interesting topics together with you. First, want to warn you that I'll be a bit distracted on my phone during our webinar we are as I'm reading your comment all the time. Yeah, that is why. Just a second, please. Just a second. Okay, so also want to ask you to be really active during our webinar and participate actively. I'm reading all the comments you are posting. Yes, one more thing, mind that we have 40-second delay on Zoom. Thus, post your comments as soon as possible and be as active as you can. Okay, before we start our today's webinar, our today's discussion up to the topic, tell me please, how are you today? How is your week going and how is your week finishing? Yeah, because tomorrow is Saturday, which is the weekend. Tell me please about the things you are doing. How do you like the weather this week? Maybe everything that you can share. Okay, as for me, speaking about myself, I can tell that I'm fine and everything is great. The weather is great today. I'm really enjoying the time as it's warm, but not hot, you know. Like I have the lessons all week or every day, all week. As for the things, there are a lot of tasks to be done, a lot of things to be done, as there is only a week or something till the beginning of a new school year, new academic year at our academy. So we're going, and me in particular, we're going to have new students, new lessons, new atmosphere, and there will be something interesting and fun. Want to hear, not want to hear, but want to see you commenting on the things you are doing these days. Tell me please, how are the things? By the way, as for the weather is really great today, right? It's sunny. If to compare, yeah, yesterday was a bit cloudy and the sky was gray in the morning, but it's better now. It's great now. So right now, want to see if you are giving some feedback to me. Personally, I prefer sunny weather to cloudy or rainy one, as when you wake up in the morning, yeah, you can feel the atmosphere, you know, feel the vibe. You are active, full of energy. Whereas if to speak about rainy weather, yeah, you don't even want to get up and do something in general. Yeah, not only going to work or study something, but in general, it's not that pleasant. Okay, want to see if somebody is commenting on our discussion. Maybe you can tell me what plans do you have for the weekend? What are you going to do? What will you do? Because I have quite an active weekend this time. Need to gather some documents to travel to another country. Hope to have great time there. Yeah. So, okay, we'll come back to your comments a bit later, as there are some things here, some strange things. Yeah, just a moment. I want to check if you are texting me. Okay. Okay, so hope I will manage to read your comments soon in a couple of minutes. Right now, let's continue with our topic today. So, thing we are going to discuss with you is extremely interesting, I think. As we're living in the 21st century, of course, it's important to talk and to discuss such thing as equality and diversity, right? So this is the topic that we are going to talk about. Before we start and get into it, can you please express your opinion? What do you think is going to be discussed? What are we going to talk about today? Oh, okay, great. I see a lot of comments here finally. So I see that Marco, Nikita, Yava. Okay, hi guys. Hi guys. You're fine. Okay, a bit sleepy. Yes, that's right. Katerina is a bit sleepy. Okay. I see that your week was great, enjoying holidays, productive week, good. Last high school year, yeah, that's right. That's right, okay, enjoying holidays, going to some base, wow, okay, nice. Enjoy days with your friends. The weather is magnificent. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing your ideas. So right now, I'm waiting for your opinion as for our today's topic. What are we going to discuss today? Okay, Alexandra Lebedeva. Very like something that this is a familiar person to me, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so cultures and traditions. All right. Okay, thank you very much for the first comment. Okay, what else do you think? Because equality and diversity, you know, guys, it's a really generalized topic, yeah, and there are a lot of subtopics, a lot of things to be discussed, a lot of parts a lot of parts are included in this term, yeah. I guess we'll discuss unequal rights. Okay, thank you, Alexandra, great. So let's look into our today's agenda. So what are we going to discuss with you? First of all, some discussion. It will be a saying or a statement which will lead you into the topic. Then we have some practical experiment. It's really interesting, and we will see it is connected to equality and diversity to our topic. After that, we'll talk about discrimination and prejudice. We will discuss stereotypes as well. We will talk about political correctness and neutral language. As a part of it, we'll practice neutral language. Aha, Sasha. Yes, you were in my group, I think, in Perspectives, B2 group, a super group. Yes, that's right. Okay, nice to meet you, Sasha, again. And the last thing that we are going to get into is diversity and equality in particular. Okay, so let's start then. What are we going to, what kind of statement do we have here? The saying goes this way, we are all different, unique, and equal. This statement is really up to the point, yeah, if we speak about nowadays world. So share your ideas in the comments. What do you think this statement means? Do you agree or disagree with it? The statement, we are all different, unique, and equal, does it really happen in our society? Yeah, because this statement is kind of a ground, yeah, for modern world, for modern society, for the 21st century. But is it really what happens is in society today? And also what like, is it really important to be equal but unique at the same time? So waiting for your ideas, express the thoughts, express your thoughts in the comments. Waiting for that. Personally, I totally agree with this statement, yeah, because every person is an individuality. Every person is special. Every person has something to learn from, yeah. So when you meet new people, you usually learn something new from them. You get some new skills, some new knowledge, yeah, and so on. In such a way, you are unique, of course. But nevertheless, we have our personal specialities, strengths, weaknesses, and so on, something special. We must be equal, yeah? So we must not discriminate each other. Doesn't matter what skin color or what what race, so what I know, religion you have, right? So we must be equal in such a way. Okay, we'll come back to your comments a little bit later, and while you are commenting, we are moving on. So I told you about practical experiments that we're going to conduct, yeah. It's really interesting because if we speak about equality and inequality, there are different, again, subgroups, yeah, if we can say. Okay, Sasha, I see your answer. Okay, means that we need to respect and accept everyone. Okay. Yes, of course, respect and everyone's acceptance is important. Okay, we should be unique but equal before law. Okay, yeah, that's right. So we must obey the law, you mean, yeah? Margarita, okay, very important to be different. Great, I appreciate your thoughts, guys. Thank you so much. So let's continue with our experiment. So the task for you is to choose one section out of these 4 that you can see on the slide, and to list at least 5 names of people, yeah, who are famous, who are successful in this area, in this category. We have the category of great writers, great historical personalities, great world leaders, and great millionaires. So, for example, if I take the category great writers, I can list William Shakespeare, Jack London, Mark Twain, Ukrainian ones, Taras Shevchenko, Ivan Franko. If we speak about female, Agatha Christie, Joanne K. Rowling, Lesa Ukrainka, Lina Kostenko, and so on, so on, so on. Well, you take your category, the one that appeals to you more, and list 5 names in the comments in our chat. Please, while posting your comment, mention the category you are talking about. So writers or historical personalities or world leaders or great millionaires. Why do we need this? Through this list of people, we will analyze how diverse this category is, in your view. What kind of maybe gender, or what kind of race, if we can say, prevails in this or that category. So we will see how diverse is our world, how diverse famous people can be, and so on. Waiting for your comments, and while you're posting them, let's see what questions are we going to make our analysis with. How many people are there in your category, on your list? How many people are there included? How many Black people are there? How many Jews are there? How many Muslim people are there? So these are just 4 questions, 4 like general questions, because of course we can list more. How many I don't know, how many Indians are there, how many Ukrainians are there, and so on. Of course, this list of questions can be expanded, but we have these 4 as the main ones. So please count and sum up the result. On your list of successful people from the category you've taken, how many women are there? How many Black people are there? How many Jews are there? And how many Muslim people are there? From the ones I listed, by the way, okay, I listed Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Jack London, Taras Shevchenko, Ivan Franko. There were 5 men. I also named Leslie Ukraine, Polina Kostenko, J.K. Rowling, and Agatha Christie, 4 women. Black people, I'm not sure. It seems to me nobody is African American. There are no Black people who are there. Then Jews are also, I think there were no Jews, and Muslim people, I also think that nobody was Muslim there. So my findings will be the following: 4 women, 5 men, 0 Black people, 0 Jews, 0 Muslim. Okay, I see the first list: the millionaires: Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Larry Page. Great. Okay, so now sum up your result. How many women, how many Black people, how many Jews, and how many Muslim people? Okay, while you are summing up your results, let's get into the topic more, So why do we make this analysis? Again, repeating to see, Maria, I see. Again, millionaires: Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Jack May. Okay, again, sum up your results as for the quantity of women, Black people, Jews, and Muslim. Why are we doing it? Again, emphasizing that our world is diverse, everyone is different. So here we are going to discuss not only the situation of diversity and equality nowadays, but also throughout history. And I'm sure that you're aware of the fact that throughout history, laws and kind of maybe beliefs, they were much stricter than nowadays. That is why there were a lot of tragic events. Katerina, I see tragic events that killed a lot of people, and they are because of this difference, between people all around the world. Okay, historical personalities: Napoleon, Roosevelt, Shevchenko, Peter the Greatest, Coco Chanel. Okay, diverse list, I can say, yeah, historical personalities. Let me know about your findings if you've summed it up already. Waiting for that in the comments in our chat. Okay, let's go. So the first one, the first event or fact, historical fact, that Australian Aborigines were considered animals, not humans, until 1960. When the British took their lands, all local population was usually killed. Killing them was not a crime. So this is one of the numerous examples of, we can say, discrimination, yeah, and even the discrimination which leads to death, yeah, of people, because you see, killing people was not a crime if there were Australian Aborigines. The next is, I think it's world famous, if we not famous, but well known, yeah, and world known fact about Holocaust during the period of the Second World War. So in the period of 1933-1945, 6 million Jewish people were killed in Europe. It was 63% of the initial Jewish population in Europe, and 1/3 of the world Jewish population. Terrible fact, but it existed. If you know any other historic facts, okay, Alexandra Lebedev, I see your list of writers. Good. All right. Good. And I can see that there are different nationalities. Yeah, so super. Thank you. If you know any other historical facts which are connected to discrimination and inequality, please comment in the chat. I'm looking forward to seeing that. To seeing your ideas. Maybe there will be something that we didn't hear about. Okay, then populations in Georgia area, 1830. You can have a look which populations were present and which were not. Yeah, in 1830, as you can see, Europeans prevailed. Yeah, it was the population which was which had the greatest number of people. Later, President Theodore Roosevelt, he was mentioned actually in the list of great historical personalities in our chat. Great. Said that in 9 cases out of 10, the only good Indians are dead Indians. It's a pity, but this saying is true. And as far as you know, I'm sure you know, Indians were extremely discriminated, terribly discriminated. So at the end of the 19th century, the US Army officer Richard Henry Pratt opened the first boarding school for Native Americans. He tore the children away from their families and diligently killed the Indians. Yeah, how? Cutting their hair, dressing them up, teaching them literature, political debates, and football. You can have you can have a visual example of this change, of this murder, figuratively saying. So everything that is Indian in this race must die, he said. Kill the Indian, save the human. Yeah, it's a pity that they changed people despite the fact that they maybe didn't want it. They couldn't be themselves, but still such method also existed. Black Americans, until 1964, Black Americans were strictly separated from the white by law on buses and railroads, in schools and restaurants, hotels, boarding houses, theaters, cemeteries, even parks, Courtrooms, famous fact, Holodomor, yes, killed about 6 million people in 1940s. Yes, that's right. Can be also counted as discrimination. Yeah, it's just killing the nation, killing people because it was artificially made. Yeah, that's right. So continue about Black Americans. Yeah. So every other public space, was separated, and Black Americans were separated from them too. Something like park, courtrooms, public toilets, drinking fountains, and so on. Some states required separate telephone booths for separate telephone booths for the two races. Some states made it illegal to give white pupils textbooks that had previously been used by Black students. So even at school, they kind of promoted this discrimination. Yeah. In Georgia, state authorities were debating a proposal that the US should maintain two separate sets of public roads, one for each race, and rejected the idea only because of its very expensive cost. So imagine if the authority had had enough money, they would have built separate road for Black Americans. That's terrible. Okay, women rights, women inequality, and it was mentioned as the idea we're going to discuss previously. Universities were open to women only in 1870. Until 1999, women were not recognized as students of Howard University, but as students of Radcliffe College. In 1900, women had the right to vote in only one country, New Zealand. US declared votes for women in 1920, France in 1944, Italy in 1946, and Switzerland in 1971. There is no country on the planet where women and men in similar positions receive the same salary, where women earn as much as men. By the way, it's a well-known fact, even now, if to take such kind of creative profession as an actor, so actors, men earn more, something like 10 or 20% or even 30% more than women. So this kind of inequality still exists. In Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, and Morocco, almost 90% of the population agree that a wife must always obey her husband, and almost 80% think that sons should have a greater right to their parents' inheritance than daughters. It's a well-known fact that Muslim countries eliminate the rights of like women rights, and they think that men are the main people. Economists calculated that it will take 81 more years to completely get rid of gender inequality. So we're still waiting and overcoming it. Okay, let's go further. We have also such kind of urgent question nowadays, and it, as you can see, it was throughout history. Homosexuality was considered a mental disorder and was being treated with the help of electric shocks, castration, and lobotomy. In 1952, the British scientist and war hero Alan Turing, who broke the Nazi Enigma code, was arrested and had to accept chemical castration as an alternative to prison. He committed suicide 2 years later and was given a posthumous royal pardon in 2013. By the way, there is a great film about Alan Turing. It's called The Game of Imitation, starring Benedict Cumberbatch. Highly recommend you to watch with all the details about this scientist. He was really a genius. So the American Psychiatric Association removed homosexuality from its list of mental disorders only in 1973. In the Soviet Union, homosexuals were sentenced to 5 years in prison. No country accepted same-sex marriage until the Netherlands did in 2001. So this question was really difficult during Soviet times, and Before in history, it was considered to be a crime. Nowadays, of course, people are more tolerant to people who relate to to the group of people, who prefer homosexual relationship, and people who and there are many more countries who accept same-sex marriage. Okay, religion, of course, religion throughout the human history, the greatest number of people died in religious wars. Over the past decades, the number of religious wars victims around the world is estimated at millions. Can you imagine, guys? Because of religion, millions of people died. Changing the religion is still a crime in some countries, for example, in Malaysia, where the death penalty is imposed for Muslims converting to Christianity. So if a Muslim person wants to change his or her religion in Malaysia, he or she will be just killed. And yeah, I'm sure that you are aware about the fact that in Muslim countries, a religion is something precious. It's something that cannot be offended, laughed at, or something. And when you travel to some Muslim country, you can notice that when it's time for the pray, they just give up doing whatever they were doing and they start praying. Okay, discrimination and prejudice. Reminding you that all your comments are appreciated and read. So I'm looking forward to seeing your ideas maybe about discrimination, prejudice. Have you ever faced maybe discrimination or prejudice? And what do you think? What types maybe of discrimination are there? So you can post your comments, and we will read it out and discuss. So discrimination means that a person is treated differently, unfairly, or badly because he or she is one of a particular group. People might be discriminated because of their race, age, sex, politics, sexual orientation, gender identity, religion, the way they look, lifestyles, choice of clothing, and many other reasons. Why I say main, because there are a lot of them. So main types of discrimination include racism, sexism, ageism, disability discrimination, employment discrimination, linguistic discrimination, discrimination based on ethnicity or nationality, religious discrimination, homophobia, racial segregation, xenophobia, and many others. That's not the full list. What about prejudice or bigotry? So they are synonyms. It's a special feeling toward a person or a group member based only on their group membership. So their gender, beliefs, values, social class, age, religion, or race, ethnicity, language, nationality, beauty, occupation, education, criminal record, sports team, or any other personal characteristics, and can mean either a positive or negative evaluation of another person based on some specific characteristics alone. Simply saying, a clear example of prejudice, if we take criminal record, for example, a man stole two loaves of bread from the shop, and he was imprisoned for 1 or 2 years. Yeah, it depends, but just figuratively saying, just as an example. So he stole something from the shop and was sentenced to 1 year in prison. After he was acquitted, he's trying to look for a job. He's trying to get the job to earn money and to live, but nobody wants to hire him. The employers say, okay, you were sentenced, you're a criminal, you were a thief because you stole something, so no, sorry, goodbye. That is prejudice, because nobody was interested in the reason why he stole something. Maybe because he didn't have enough money to buy something, maybe because he was really hungry and he couldn't afford to buy something. Maybe he had kids who were hungry at home or something, and that is why he stole something. So we judge, the person by some kind of act, or by some kind of even a physical, maybe some kind of appearance or some kind of character traits, even it can be. Okay, stereotypes, of course, it's an important part as well, and it also sadly, we have body discrimination. Yes, Katerina, I absolutely agree with you. That's right. So we discriminate people by different characteristics, and it's a pity. Yeah, we need to get rid of it. So stereotypes also an important part to be discussed in the topic of equality and diversity. What is a stereotype? It's an idea or belief many people have about a thing or group, which may be untrue or partly true. Stereotyping people is a type of prejudice. Sometimes stereotypes can be used for humorous effects, but they also often become reasons to discriminate against another person. I think you know plenty of stereotypes. For example, Ukrainians drink a lot of alcohol, and eat only lard. Or Americans eat at McDonald's all the time, or British people drink. All British people drink tea with milk. And so on. So there are plenty of stereotypes related to different nations, different people, different groups. Right now, we're going to watch a video with you, which is about different stereotypes, especially different nationality stereotypes. So right now, I'm going to demonstrate the screen where we'll watch the video. Okay, I'm sorry, we need to check the sound. Okay, something went wrong with the connection, no problem, no worries. Okay, so checking the sound, and we are watching the video.
Do we? I mean, I don't know. I've always been told we smell nice. I mean, I smell nice.
Americans are stupid. Stupid people are the ones that don't care and don't appreciate life. Those are the stupid ones.
And I'm from Indonesia, so Asians take pictures of everything, even toilets. I guess Asian people have the hobby of taking pictures of themselves.
Are Mexicans loud? I think we are. Especially if we go out and we are in a party, we are super loud. Americans are fatter than whales. I think we have a 66% rate of obese people in our country. That could just be the GMO food we're eating, you know? It's good. We need wholesome, good food, organic. All Mexicans want to cross the border. Well, I tried twice. Actually, some Mexicans try to cross the border because they're trying to have a better life in the US.
Cows are more important than your own life? Yes. Yes. Traffic will be held up for 4 hours if there's a cow in the street because nobody will be willing to move it because Gai hamari mata hai, which translates to cow is our mother.
Okay, so you see different nations, different traditions, different culture, and thus different stereotypes, right? Let's continue. So right now we're going to practice and see how many stereotypes you know. Okay, so here I have a list of different stereotypes, stereotypes beginnings. Your task will be to choose one or several, better of course several, so as many as you can. And your task is to finish this stereotype. For example, if we say women who drive a car are, what do we know? Well, what common stereotypes do we have? People, women who drive a car are slow. Women who drive a car are badly oriented in the city, for example, or something like that. Here I have some more. Blondes are, one village people are, members of Verkhovna Rada are, and so on. People in Ukraine all the time eat. American people are. British humor is. United Arab Emirates are, and so on. People who are older than 50. And your own example. Pay attention that writing your own example is essential. Please, nevertheless, which number you choose to continue the stereotype, you need to write your own example. So number 10 is crucial, important. Please, while writing in the comments your variants, don't forget to put the numbers. So for me to understand what number did you take. If you noticed, if you listened attentively to the discussion, if you watched the video attentively, you could hear and see already some variants to some stereotypes. So choose at least two. One is your own example and one among the sentences beginnings, among the stereotypes beginnings. What can we say about women who drive? I mentioned some variants, yeah. Blondes are, yeah, there are a lot of anecdotes. I think you know about blondes. Blondes are like stupid or something, yeah. Village people are uneducated. For example, there is a stereotype that village people are uneducated. Members of Verkhovna Rada are fighting all the time. There is a stereotype, of course, they are fighting, but not all the time, yeah, it's partly true. Or members of Verkhovna Rada are thieves, yeah. Okay, Sasha Lebedeva, I see. Okay, blondes are stupid, village people are wild, borscht and lard, yes. For number 5, for people in Ukraine. Maria, village people are hopeless. Okay, maybe it can be such a stereotype. American people are yeah, stupid, eat at McDonald's and so on. These are some common ones. British people humor. British humor is some people say that they don't understand, yeah, so British humor, they can't become successful. Yes, I understand that. Okay, Margarita, okay, wow, so many comments, great, thank you very much. Okay, people are not modern, yes, okay, great, you have great variants, Katerina. Yeah, that's awesome. Sometimes, you know, stereotypes are even funny, yeah, so, and silly sometimes. Okay, number 10. Yes, don't forget about number 10, your own example. So Sasha Lebedeva, if you have makeup on your face, you can't study well. Yeah, it's a common stereotype, can be. Thank you. Okay, if you have something to add, especially your own examples, number 10, please feel free to post comments. Okay, Katerina Dobrovolska. Junk food, people, American people selfish. Yes, okay, thank you very much. Plenty of ideas. They're all great and interesting. Thank you. Let's go next. One important fact to remember: why we create stereotypes. Why do we have those stereotypes? The formation of stereotypes is natural for our brain as it saves its efforts. The brain tries to see everything as types and generalizations because to look at all new things in detail is much harder and longer than to find similarities and make general conclusions for different situations. That is why we create stereotypes all the time. British humor is understandable only for British because it's highly unique. Yes, Katerina, absolutely can be. Okay, so that is why we have stereotypes, because it's even easier for our brain. Let's continue. And the next part we're going to discuss is political correctness. While we are discussing, and getting more information on the topic, text in the chat, comment, give some comments, please. Do you know what is political correctness? Have you ever heard about this term in general? So, political correctness, or PC, is the practice of direct or indirect prohibition on the use of words and phrases and actions that are considered offensive or insulting to certain social groups on the basis of race, sex, age, religion, sexual orientation, etc. Political correctness creates neutral language and insists on using it, as it is believed that linguistic categories form the concepts and actions of a speaker. So, what is it about? To be politically correct means not to offend other people, especially if they relate to different social groups, or like people of other sexual orientation, religion, and so on. For these purposes, we have special language, special words, not to sound offensive, because you can, of course, not mean to offend somebody, but when it happens accidentally, for example, if English is a foreign language, for you, so you can accidentally offend somebody and it will not be politically correct. So for these purposes, we have neutral language. And let's have a look at some common examples of neutral language. Okay, Yeva. You've heard about political correctness. You don't really understand what is it. So political correctness, once again, it's when you to be politically correct means not to offend somebody who relates to the other social group. Not to offend means like we are not talking about fighting, or something like that. We talk about verbal offend, so when you say something wrong to this person, when you name this person in the wrong way. So words that have gender identity should be replaced with gender neutral terms. So gender identity, man, woman, Instead, not to say, so pay attention, a left column is what is not preferable to use. Right column is what we can use, and it is politically correct. So policeman, no. Police officer, yes. Fireman, because man, you see, we cannot say police woman, firewoman. No, it's not that. But just not to be not just to be politically correct, better to say police officer, firefighter, then postman, no, post officer, yes, mail carrier, yes, salesman, saleswoman, yeah, it's, but still, if you say salesman or saleswoman, you relate somebody to some specific group, and it is not neutral. We speak about neutral language, yeah, which is not related to this or that, but neutral for all. You can say salesperson, steward, stewardess, flight attendant, waiter, waitress, server, mankind, humanity, man-made, artificial. In such a way, you avoid kind of specialization, yeah, of some group, and you avoid offending another group. You just stay neutral, and it's fine and politically correct. Words for people with disabilities. So we do not say invalid, disabled, handicapped, and etc. If we want to be politically correct. We say physically challenged. The same, insane, mentally disabled, mental patient, no, mentally challenged, yes. Retarded, idiot, no. Developmentally challenged, yes. Blind, no. Visually impaired, yes. Deaf, no. Hearing impaired, yes. All these terms, yeah, words, phrases like hearing impaired, visually impaired, mentally challenged, physically challenged, and so on. And so what? They are neutral. They are politically correct. Let's go next. Words for national, national, racial, and ethnic identities. For example, Negro, Black, no, and it's extremely offensive for people. We say African American. American Indian, no. Native American, yes. Kike, no. Jew, Jewish person, yes. Latina, Latinos, no. We can say mestizo. Oriental, Asiatic, Chinaman, no. Asian, yes. Or using the specific nationality if known. So is it Chinese, Japanese, Korean? Yeah, so it depends on the country. Okay, words for sexual orientation. So homosexual, gay, homosexual relationship, same-sex relationship. Also for you to know. Words for age. Oh, I'm sorry. Oops. Elderly, aged, old, senior citizen. Too young for something, underaged, yeah. So you're underaged to do something. That means you need to reach like 14, 18, 21, and so on to do something. And some other politically correct words and phrases include Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, etc. Happy holidays. To generalize, yeah, to stay politically correct and to be neutral. Uneducated, lacking formal education. Fat, overweight. Die, pass away. Bum, homeless person. Miss or Mrs. we just say like this, yeah, and write. It's more even about writing. Okay, let's continue. So now let's practice a little bit. Here I want to remind you to participate actively, please. Yeah, so neutral language practice, reminding you that all your comments are appreciated and read. So please comment and cooperate with me, please. Okay. the task is, there will be a statement which contains politically incorrect part, word, or phrase. Your task is to correct it. So waiting for your variants in the comments in our chat. The first statement is, a teacher should be patient with his students. What do you think is politically incorrect here? How should we change it? Not to specify, any kind of social group, to stay neutral, to use neutral language. How can we do it? A teacher should be patient with his students. Remember that one of the ways to be politically incorrect is to name the gender, like policeman. But how to generalize it? Let's see. Teachers should be patient with their students. His, that's right, Maria commented that his is not correct. So teachers should be patient with their students. His, her, Sasha, yes. His, her, actually, it's also correct to say his, her, not to specify. That still, if we talk about neutral, his and her with all students, okay, better to say, we talk about gender, so a teacher can be a man or a woman. So to stay neutral, to be politically correct, generalize. Teachers should be patient with their students, and we do not offend anybody. Next, a child needs the love of his parents. How can we change here? It's pretty similar. Okay. See Margarita's comment. So a child needs the love of his parents. Number 2. What should we change here to stay politically correct? Let's see. So again, the same thing. Children need the love of their parents. Again, their. Saying there, we generalize. Okay. Please feel free to comment, because I'm reading all of your messages. So don't worry, children need the love of their parents. Yes, exactly, Katerina. Thank you. And let's take one more. We don't have so much. Maria. Okay, we don't have that much time, so let's take one more. Men are destroying the planet. How can we change it? How can we make it politically correct? Post your answers. So humans are destroying, not man, but humans are destroying the planet. Okay, guys, on this we stop with you. Remember, please, one important thing, which I will show you. People, I think also is a suitable variant. So remember, please, that strength lies in differences, not in similarities, by Stefan R. Covey. And also, be different, be strong, be yourself. Thank you very much for being present at our webinar. Thank you for your activity today. Great. So it was really nice to meet you. See you one day, I think. Bye-bye.